Welcome to DM Process, where me as a first-time DM go through my thought process about how to do things, right? So, and today I'm talking about how to implement something like PTSD or another possible mental illness or real-world flaw that you and I could have into D&D. So I started questioning my players on their backstories to understand them a bit more, and I asked one soldier PC if she had or wanted her character to have PTSD. She declined, but this is where it got stuck in my head. How could I do this? If she said yes, how would I have given her symptoms of PTSD? How would I have been able to do that? First thing we need to do is understand that PTSD is a serious thing, sensitive topic, but like in movies, books, and shows, it can be used as a tool to express many things like pain, show drama, be an obstacle, but it has to be done tastefully, right? So understanding what PTSD I think is very important. Now, I'm not an expert, so do your own research if you do wish to implement anything like this. It's not only caused by war combat acts. There's many different traumas that can cause PTSD, and the symptoms can differ from mild to severe, and I'll go over some of the symptoms later as possible mechanics. But before you use anything I say or you create anything, read some of the links down below to try to understand this disorder or any others that you want to put into your game to see if it's even right for you, your player, or even your game as a whole. We need to make sure that the game that we're playing in, or I'm DMing or you're DMing, that it's a place where the characters are closer to Legolas than Bugs Bunny, where Legolas pushes reality as Bug Bunny just throws it out the window. And if the game is serious and the players are okay to tackle deeper subjects like PTSD, then we should be okay implementing something like this. Next, we'll be going over ways that we can put this into D&D and D&D terms. So if we look at some of the symptoms, as you can see on screen, to be diagnosed with PTSD, an adult must have all of the following for at least 1 month. So we can already kind of start picking apart these things. So as a DM, I would try to use this as like a flaw, and under each one of these symptoms, I would give each a numerical value, like this, so that I could roll for it. So now that we have these symptoms and we can put them on your character, let's roll for them and kind of go over how to play these symptoms. Re-experiencing symptoms, this includes flashbacks, bad dreams, and frightening thoughts. Let's say the PC rolls. I rolled for all these, so I got a 3. So bad dreams. So in this category, I would even roll maybe once a month, so it could possibly be different every time. So let's say they have bad dreams. So instead of having a long rest, it turns into a short rest once or twice during the month. And if you feel like that might be too much, maybe tweak it yourself. But I think that would be fair to having it be a flaw and it coming up randomly through the month. Now going over the avoidance symptoms, they include staying away from places and events or objects that remind them of the traumatic experience, avoiding thoughts or feelings related to them. So I got 3, and so that gave us avoiding thoughts or feelings related to the traumatic event. So let's say the PC was in a church explosion last year, and an NPC starts bringing up this about that explosion. The player character is going to get up and leave. Doesn't matter how important that NPC is or not, does not want to be around that, and that might ruffle some feathers. The next set is the arousal and reactivity symptoms. This one re-rolled 2 d4s. So being easily startled, feeling tensed or on edge, having difficulty sleeping, and having angry outbursts. I rolled a 1. So being easily startled, you could bring this up as when they open up an empty room, only to find a rat that jumps towards them and they scream, alerting the guards around them. I also rolled another 3, having difficult sleeping. Kind of went over that with the bad dreams, possibly changing a long rest to a short rest and not being able to get a real good night's sleep. Next is the mood symptoms. Again, we're going to roll 2 d4s for this. Trouble remembering key features, negative thoughts about oneself or the world, distorted feelings like guilt or blame, and loss of interest in enjoyable activities. So I rolled a 2, negative thoughts about oneself. There's a deeper reason why the short fused character is always agitated, always angry. And then I also rolled a 1, trouble remembering key features of the event. Maybe they're not remembering how, why, or what actually happened to them. Maybe that's a key feature of them working themselves through this trauma, is to figure out what really happened. So now we have ways of using the different symptoms, but I also don't like flaws that can't be fixed. As with most mental illness, there's no real cure that exists for PTSD, but the symptoms can be effectively managed to restore the affected individual to a normal functioning lifestyle. So let's do that in the D&D terms, right? What are some ways that the PC can get started treatment for PTSD? Maybe the monk in the party gains the PC's trust and they begin to meditate together. Maybe the PC is a paladin and she turns to her god for guidance, or maybe the leadership in her church to help her out. Maybe just talking through the flashback with the party, or maybe if they're in a town like Waterdeep where they could see a therapist weekly, to get through all the emotions and stuff, all those symptoms that she has start to weaken and start to be able to overcome them over time. Well, that's my shot at PTSD in D&D. Let me know if you ever did anything like this in your game before, and if it worked out, and let me know if you would ever try something like this, or if you would try what I just laid out. I think I kind of want to have a character that does this, but not really sure when I would get to do this, as I'm DMing, so I don't know when I'll get to play a player character again, but hopefully soon. But let me know. If you guys enjoy this, hit the like button, subscribe, share it with all your friends. Comment down below, like I said, let me know if you guys ever done anything like this. So, yeah. You guys all have a wonderful day.